Hi, my name is Neb Camus Sen Atumbre. This video is entitled The Next Electron Orbital Level of the Universal Mind, an Enlarged Electromagnetic Spectrum. Holy Tablets chapter 3, tablet 2 states, Lo, the time had come for the special breeding of Cadmon, the Adama project, who you know as Adam, whose real name is Cadmon, and his mate Nakebau, who you know as Eve or Hawa, were to be put in a habitat called the special enclosed Garden of the Light, located in Eden, in what is called Bali. Bali is now a province of Indonesia, which is east of Java, where the bones of the Java man was discovered. The remains of the Java man, the first known fossils of the extinct Homo erectus, was discovered 1891 through 1993 by a young Dutch anatomist, Eugene de Boer, in the bank of the Solo River at Trinil, Java. De Boer named his creature Pithecanthropus erectus, meaning erect ape man. This name was later changed to Homo erectus. The newly formed beings, Cadmon and Nakebau, were to be specially bred out of this tribe of ape men called Homo erectus, which was to be in the image and after the likeness of the Allahum, the Anunnaki, to be like them and act like them. The Most High commanded the Anunnaki Arazu to build the foundation of a special habitat, an enclosed garden, and the Anunnaki Ashnayan, also called the Thukiek, was to do the planting of this special enclosed garden called Eden in Bali, and there he was to place the newly formed beings Cadmon and Nakebau. The task of breeding the Homo erectus, the upright man, to an upgraded level caused much errors and mistakes, which led to all types of diseases that you now have today. Speaking. So the wise scientist Inkley decided to hold a council with the Anunnaki, and this time in the presence of Anu, to ask his permission in the making into their image and after their likeness. And this Anu, the Most High, agreed. This project became the Adama project. So he, Inky, chose out the temple of Ishara in the lower world. One of the deities named Nurgar, Shar Itzir, who was also his beloved son, for this special breeding of Cadmon and Nakebau. The scroll entitled The Luciferian Conspiracy on page 146 informs us the Anunnaki Nurgal is also found in the Bible under the Strong's number 05370, meaning hero. one of the chief deities of Assyria and Babylon, and worshipped by the men of Cuth. And in 2 Kings 17:30, it states, and the men of Babylon made Succoth-Benoth, and the men of Cuth made Nergal, and the men of Hamath made Ashima. Succoth-Benoth, meaning the daughter of Booth, Assyrian or Babylonian deity worshipped by the Babylonians in Samaria, and Ashima, meaning guiltless, I will make desolate, a god of Hamath. A god of Hamath. Nergal Shar Itzir was the son of Inqi and the brother of Dumuzi. Nergal is the Anunnaki scientist who found the cure for death, along with other cures which he and his wife Ereshkigal, the chemist, discovered long ago. Nergal was a part of the 4 scientists who worked on the breeding of Amilu. In Shimti, which is a laboratory, meaning house where the wind of life is breathed in, the 4 scientists involved in the breeding process were Ninti, Inki, Nergal, and Ereshkigal. Nergal became the ruler of the Kuthites in the underworld called Agharta, located in the center of Tiamat, Earth. Shambhala is the capital city. Not far from it, it is Agharta. Again confirming by the so-called Holy Bible that the Anunnaki, another myth or mythology, because if Nergal is real, according to Bible 2 Kings 17:30, then his father Inki is also real. Inki's father is also real, who is Anu, the Most High, the grandfather of Marduk, also known as Melchizedek, and to the Egyptians, the incarnation of Thoth, or Tehuti, meaning possessor of the master's key, keeper of the secret word. Nergal, the master of the underworld, was the greatest of chemists or magi from the forbidden land of many wanderers, the homeless, the land of Nod or Sub-Nod in Kulab, a province in the city of Uruk or Iraq or Araf, caused that wicked place, cursed that wicked place. Ereshkigal, the Kuthite, was the wife of Nergal Shar Itzir, the chemist. That's the reason why he lived in that evil land, the land of the Kuthites. Ereshkigal was the daughter of Naya Nanar, half-sister of Ishtar. Her mother, Nin Nashamah, was from the Raksasas species, a half-snake, half-Hindu tribe. Her symbol was the Kundalini. The first thing the chemists had to do was select the right place. So they chose the center of the planet Earth. It's very navel, known as Lemuria of old, right between the 2 salt rivers and 2 clay rivers. It later became known as Becca, where they both got Mona Nakebao, also Hawa and Zakar and even Adam, and Nakebao cried. It was later named Mecca in Central Asia, called Arabia today, land of the wanderers, Arabs. We, the idol worshippers, gathers to worship a meteorite from Orion, given to them by Ilaga Baal-Us. He was the sorcerer who brought it from Syria, where it crashed down and was to believe to be a sign from their deity Baal, or Baal Hadad, and he marched it to Rome. The Romans call it the Holy Stone. The Muslims call it Hajarat al-Aswad, the black stone, al-Aswad Hajur. The enclosed garden of the light was Eden. It was to be the birthplace of this new tribe of Adamites. Adamites are those of the dust of the ground, or this planet Earth, which merely means ground. The Anunnaki, who are called by Kadmon Elohim, were those selected to create this race of beings in their own image and after their own likeness. The agreement was complete with the divine confirmation, Kun Fayakun, exist, and into existence things came. First, they created your sun, which is also a star, Kaukub, and this planet was to be their temporary home. Are you listening, people? Let us digress here for a moment. The Anunnaki's temporary home, which they left in the care of Kadmon and his seed, the Nubians, not the Caucasoids, not the Mongolians, nor the pale and red Arabs. However, now these beast-like invaders are losing their minds, saber-rattling, ramping up warfare, erratic behaviorisms, going on wild killing rampages, mercilessly mass murdering their own kind, then taking their own lives. Yet they are not labeled as terrorists. Being melanin recessive, they are ill-equipped to handle the new source of light that is now within our solar system and interpenetrating Earth's magnetic field, altering the biological rhythms. Its color is emerald, green light, contrary to the amber red light. Are you listening to what the Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 15, verses 146 through 178 is saying to the people? Sun simulators, lensing systems, and giant prisms are just as much crap as flat Earth. However, it is widely believed and accepted by the public school educated numbskull proletariat. Now, all of you minions, you self-appointed truthers, just be quiet. Listen and be instructed. Verse 146 of the Holy Tablets, chapter 6, verse 5, tablet 15 states, and I quote, "The keys to future luminaries are called the ancient and mystic order of Melchizedek, are electromagnetic forces, luminaries, people. We Nubians will become stars, people, or sons of the green light, El-Khidr. These forces affect the rhythms of life and the appearance and extinction of a species within the Earth's magnetic field. Hence the reason for the unexplained deaths of all these different species. Do you follow? The higher evolution will give a better understanding of how electric forces alter biological rhythms. This will allow the Adamites in this consciousness time zone to receive whole light beings who will give instruction of the next ordering of evolution in our universe. The key speaks of how the Earth species has a direct light arc. This direct light focus which controls its biological rhythms. Enocytes will learn that his life system is not directly dependent upon the solar magnetic field. To regenerate their biological rhythms. This is forcing the species to leave behind its old-time cell of perception on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. This must take place before the species can go into a new time cell of consciousness. As the arcs of light begin to change, a different light force is beginning to work with the electromagnetic forces. Not sun simulators, not giant prisons, King Kong. This is causing the magnetic fields of the brain cavity to be sufficiently raised to a higher mental frequency, allowing the enocyte, Nubians, to receive whole light beings upon the reinsertion of the barytheric gland and the reactivation of the supreme melanin. Are you listening, people? However, you have to be worthy of this. On a quick note, the barytheric gland naturally produces exotic matter, or white dust, or liquid gold or monatomic gold, or the Bennu or the Phoenix called Mafkuzet, with the ability to bend space-time where your body transformed into a car, a light body. The platinum group metal ruthenium affects human DNA. When a single ruthenium atoms are placed at the end of each end of a short strand of DNA, the strand becomes 10,000 times more conductive as superconductor, and in turn a double helix creates the double helix creates a highly conductive path along the axis of the molecule. So monatomic ruthenium resonates or vibrates with the DNA, dismantles the short length helix and rebuilds it correctly. It is known that both iridium and rhodium have anti-aging properties, while ruthenium and platinum compounds interact with the DNA and the cellular body. Now, noob or gold, good gold, pure, and the platinum metals in their monatomic high spin state can activate the endocrine glandular system or the chakras in a way that heightens awareness, perception, and aptitude. In effect, transform one mortal into an Anunnaki and to extraordinary levels. So, high spin embu or powder of noob gold has a distinct effect upon the pineal gland, increasing melatonin production, which will repair all your mistakes and transform your color. Once this transformation takes place, the car eye opens and you put on a new body, a celestial body of green light, capable of bending space-time, splitting atoms. You become a true quantum physics incarnated one who can transform into a craft or use quantum mechanics. This can make him at two places at one time, or even four places through quantum entanglement. This was taken from the scroll palm Mafkuzet, from the Guidance of the Masters series of the Ancient Egyptian Order. Now, those immaculate transformations we have just heard about comes after receiving the barotheric gland. However, we must first be found worthy by the Anunnaki. They will then replace our barotheric gland. We should have been working hard, working to perfect our beings by observing the Sabbath, making 7 but not less than 3 salat or taful worship every 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 6 seconds by following the laws of the scriptures and the holy tablets, together with the supreme guidance, Nu'abu al-Islam in its pristine purity, given to us by the Reformer. Do you follow? Evidently, some cheating fools think that they can buy monatomic gold powder or liquid gold from the Canaanite Caucasian beastman's health food store. Now, the first question should be, which one of the Anunnaki is giving up his seminal fluids to the Caucasian to sell it to you? Because that is where Mafkuzet comes from, Anunnaki only. The next question should be, why would you want to drink questionable sperm when you would have the ability of producing Mafkuzet from your own barotheric gland once it is replaced? What is it you are actually ingesting? Monkey sperm? Pig sperm? A placebo? Now, let us return to Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 15. It has previously been thought that the light forces of Earth's magnetic field control the rhythms of life of all biological species and all living cells. They need only the light of our portion of the electromagnetic spectrum to survive. Enocytes, you as Nubians, will have the brain of an electromagnetic computer and will be forced to adapt to an enlarged electromagnetic spectrum. The new electromagnetic frequency is an astro-biological threshold by itself. Your sun, by virtue of being a variable star, will be seen as having great limitations for future evolutions. This will be seen by a visible exchange of solar polarity fields and the magnetic mapping of inner solar magnetic lines rotating faster than the surface of the sun. These changes will affect the rotation of Anshar Saturn. This will be seen as a periodic effect which will be noticed in the activity of the bands of Anshar Saturn, called its rings. These changes are the result of new biological light that controls being introduced by the new administration, the new administrative order, in conjunction with the Council of Nine Ether. Risky science, and not any confounded lensing system, sun simulator, or giant prison King Kong. This is not a Hollywood movie. You have no control of what is happening with our sun. So these changes are necessary to prepare our mortal evolution overlap with whole light beings of advanced creation in the evoluting of the new astro mutations. Do you follow? Mutating into stars. Not like your Hollywood fake stars. Real stars, suns. New astro mutations will take place where new magnetic lines bring about the balances in the energy coupling from a proton-electron-proton grid to an electron-proton-electron grid. The chapter entitled Parmaf Kuzet in the ancient Egyptian order, Guidance of the Master's Scroll, simplifies this by saying, you become matter with the property of a negative energy density, unlike normal matter, which has a positive energy, as each of you must become, taking 9 steps backward, unquote. So back to Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 15. Here, the bioenergy field of the body inherits a new electron and positron pair, and the blood circulatory system inherits new magnetic lines of force. The ionized field around the blood cell loses its proton-electron-proton relationship to a new electron-proton-electron field as the life form is moved into the next phase of the electromagnetic spectrum. In other words, Enocytes, Nubians, blacks, niggers will be able to participate in higher evolutionary worlds because his hemoglobin chain will shift with his phylogenetic tree to a new system of balance where a singular group. In order for enocytes to work with the next electron orbital level of the universal mind, your molecular density level has to become less dense and grow more transparent. Enocytes will be completely remade anew by going through the energy grids that controls his present biological arrangement, so that he can be revitalized into new grids of attunement.